the start of the Rickety Bridge, here with the dolphins. And here's the toilets, just here.
So this is just around the corner from the dolphins, and this is the toilet block with plenty of space here for the ground support to get into. You can see the old Rickety Bridge finishing run over there in the distance. So here's the toilet block, and that's back down there to where the dolphins are. And so this is the first big hill as we head up towards the Panorama car park. You can see the ground support can come up this way as well. It's quite a steep hill, as you can hear by my breathing. It's looking back down to the road where you turn in. So, as you can hear, it's the first bit is the hardest bit. Straight up, first thing in the morning. So here we are, still on the walk to the top of the Panorama. Quite a good road to walk on. As we can see, still uphill, but not too bad. So here we are now at the end of the first stage of the walk on the Panorama car park. Plenty of space for ground support here. We're going to be going up and turning left there. We've just come from down here. So we've left the car park and heading up into the hills now, and you can see there's some quite serious hills at this stage, but once we get up to the top it will level. We can get ground support up here if we want to, but it may not be necessary. Not in the plan unless anybody gets in trouble, which hopefully they won't at this stage of the walk. Although it's a steep hill, the views are now quite stunning. And we'll level out soon, and maybe I'll get my breath back. So some great views of the Rickety Bridge, where we're going to end up in about 8 hours time down there. Obviously walking the other side later. Absolutely fabulous views. So, half an hour in, we're up, and as you can see, we're on the flat for a bit. Still more hills to do, but at least we can get a respite. We'll leave the ground support now, they left them long ago, and we start to go sort of more deep into the country. We'll soon get views of the sea. So this is Galfar Cottage, the second point on the map where we've basically come straight on, and now I've got to climb up into the hills. So, 3/4 of an hour in to Rickety Bridge. How's it for you, little Nelly?
Just listen.
What about the Rickety Bridge lead here?
It's very hot.
He's looking quite...
Yeah, it is hot.
It's very hot today.
In our defence today, it's really hot.
Yes, it is a hot day.
Egypt.
Yeah, it's like doing it in
the Sahara.
Yeah.
Well, we did say the first bit is without doubt the hardest bit. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Dodd?
Yes.
Fine words from Mr. Dodd. But lovely scenery there, looking over the ocean. So we're high up now. We can see the edges of town down there. And once we get up here, we've got some fabulous views looking right the way across the bay, over there towards Haversock and Cricket, up the coast towards Harlech, and I think that's Shell Island at the end there. Here we are, climbing up. So this is where we went wrong, I think, on the dry run. For some reason we went to the left, but we now know very clearly we go to the right here. Just this style. So here we are, probably the high spot.
If you're good boys and girls, we'll stop here and have a 5-minute sit down.
Like the door.
Fuzzy bee here.
We're actually going to go down that way in a minute, and beyond the back of that farmhouse down there, and into those woods that we can see there, that's where we're off. So we're leaving the highest point now. The estuary's on the right, and we're just going across these fields. It's quite boggy, a little bit of bog, shall we say. It's quite, I think it's had quite a bit of rain this week, so and we're heading over there towards those woods ultimately. So here we are, moving on. Seem to be being stalked by two little fellas, one manky, one rather nice, but we're heading over, as I say, for the woods over there. So here we are at what we call the picnic stone, just before we go into the wood. We've walked across these hills. You can probably just see the aerial over there. We've come from higher up above those. Been walking now for about an hour and 50 minutes, so doing good. We've come through the wood now, having left the picnic stone as we call it, and a little bit of a barren stretch through the wood here, where we're worming our way through this wood, slightly uphill, but not too bad. Here we are in the wood. The enchanted wood. The amazing thing is we've been walking for, well, 2¼ hours. Haven't seen one person. It's almost like we've got this beautiful countryside all to ourselves. Fantastic. So this is where we come down from this bit of the wood. A little bit muddy, but... and we head back down toward Nanny McF's lake, as we call her. The smell of the pine today is beautiful. You hear the birds. I'm sounding like David Attenborough. So this is where the ground support, we're going to meet up with them, having been without them for an hour and a half or more. The stone's a bit of a sign for the ground support team here. Just behind this stone, down here, you can't quite see it, but there's a lake. There we are. So it's a nice place for ground support to park the car, a bit like this one, and find the little seat here and enjoy the countryside and quietness, waiting for the rest of the team to join.